Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can configure site search on your website, go through the reporting and also explain why you might want to do that. In order to configure site search in Google Analytics, I have to go under Admin and under View Settings, and here you can find site search. An important thing to keep in mind here is that site search is configured individually at the view settings. So if you have a property with multiple views and you want site search to be visible in all of them, you're going to have to configure site search for each and every one of the views. So to configure it, you have to turn this to on, and then it asks you for the query parameter that holds the search query. And to find out what your query parameter is, you have to perform a search on your website, and you have to see what parameter in the URL holds the thing that you search for. So I'm going to be using this website as a test from Alpha, and I'm just going to search for example, and let's see what happens to the URL after I do. As you can see, the website URL has changed, and now it has a question mark I equals example. So in the case of this website, the query parameter is I. And to enable site search for this website, all I would have to do is input I here and then save. Let's look through another example. I'm here on Yahoo Answers, and again, I'm going to search for example. And as you can see, in this case, the query parameter is a P. So you'll have to navigate to your website and perform a search and see exactly what query parameter holds your search. The very common is to have either a P or the letter Q, but it can be really anything. Now going back to Google Analytics, there are a few more settings that you can do. One of the things, your site may have multiple query parameters, and you can see here you can actually define up to 5 parameters and separate them by a comma. Let's say my site had both an I and a P. I could just input them like this. Another thing that you might want to do or might not want to do is strip the query parameters from the URL. And what this does is remove these query parameters in Google Analytics in the reporting. I generally like to do this because it gives cleaner reports. So instead of having, because basically Google Analytics is going to record each and every URL that it sees. So if it sees the same URL, but sometimes it has some query parameters attached to it, that is going to be treated as a different page. So that's why I generally like to strip out these queries from the URLs. But you might want to leave them on if that better suits the workflow in which you analyze pages. And also you can configure site search categories. So if your site has multiple categories, you can actually define them here as well. And similarly to the query parameters, you can strip those categories out. One thing to keep in mind is that this only works if you see the query in the URL. You can configure site search on a website without actually having those type of keywords in the URL itself, and then the implementation in Google Analytics looks differently, and the easiest way to do it is via Google Tag Manager, and I show how to do that in the Google Tag Manager videos. After you configure site search, this is going to be available in your reporting, and you can see it under behavior, site search, and here you're going to be able to see exactly how this is being used. In the case of this demo account, site search is not actually configured, so that's why the data is empty. But you'll be able to see how many sessions search happened on, how many unique searches, how many pages of results were generated and were seen. You'll be able to see the usage of it, and you'll be able to actually see the exact search terms that people use. And this is where I think you get most of the power from. And you can use it for all kinds of websites. For example, let's say you have an e-commerce website. You could use what people are inputting in site search to run promotions on the homepage of the website, or to use that information for how you order the products in the categories. Or let's say you have a blog, or let's say you have a blog and you can use site search to see what people are searching for inside your blog, and maybe you can find very good ideas for new content that way. Or maybe you have a help site like an FAQ, frequently asked questions website, for the support of your company, and you can use site search to see exactly what people are searching, and you can use that information to decide what kind of support articles you're going to create and how you group them together. I hope you found this helpful, and in case you have any other questions about site search or indeed anything related to analytics or digital marketing, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching and have a good day.